And then I thought from then on, I was gonna be the biggest streamer in the world. I think I have a big ego. And it's not something I'm proud of. I don't like that aspect of me, but it's also what drives, I think, a lot of confidence.
Fucking prove it to yourself. Cause it's a lie. Kids like to tell themselves these fucking lies that they're smarter than they actually am if they locked in for a second. Fucking prove it. You've done nothing. You deserve nothing. You've never locked in one goddamn time. You're waiting for some day in the future to live the life that you think you deserve to lead. Lead it today. Be the guy you want to be today. Ace the finals today. Why is tomorrow you a better man? The better man exists here. The better man exists. It exists now, man. Be that guy. Ace that shit.
This is the story of how a 30-year-old streamer went from being officially the worst Minecraft player on Earth to becoming a top 100 speedrunner who literally invented his own strategies. This is Ludwig's Minecraft journey, and honestly, it's one of the funniest and most inspiring things you'll ever see. So it all started when Ludwig was hate-watching Tyler 1 trying to beat hardcore Minecraft. You're sitting there watching someone struggle, thinking to yourself, I could totally do that better. Well, Ludwig thought the exact same thing. He looked at Tyler 1's attempts and genuinely believed he was skilled enough to beat hardcore Minecraft himself. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. But here's the thing about Ludwig. He's stubborn. After about 50 hours of grinding, dying, and probably questioning all his life choices, he actually did it. He beat hardcore Minecraft. I thought it was over. The Minecraft arc had ended, but it had just began when he discovered MCSR Ranked. For those who don't know, MCSR Ranked is basically Minecraft speedrunning, but instead of fighting against RNG and seed luck, you're racing against another player on the exact same seed. Same world, same resources, same everything. It's purely about who can play better. All the variables are removed. It's just you versus them. When he finished his first 5 placement matches, the game assigned him a rank, Coal 1, the absolute bottom tier. Out of every single person playing MCSR Ranked at that time, Ludwig was ranked dead last.
Chad, is that the highest or the lowest rank? There are 2 people in my rank. There are 2. I am better than nobody in the world. Everyone who plays this game is instantly better than me. I am the lowest rank. I'm the worst player to ever play. There really is nothing but up. Even if I lose my next 10 games.
There were literally 3 people in Coal 1, and he was the worst one of the 3. Like, he was statistically, mathematically, scientifically the worst Minecraft speedrunner on planet Earth. 0 to 400E low is basically trash. It is the low of the low. Ludwig was sitting right there at the top of the pile of shit. When the top players in the community found out Ludwig was playing ranked, you'd think they might help him out, right? Maybe give him some tips, coach him a little bit, help the new guy learn the ropes? Nope. They hate-watched him. Feinberg, one of the absolute best players in the game, he watched every single game, every single one, just sitting there commentating on every mistake, every death, every moment of confusion. And it wasn't just him. Infume and Hacks were literally tied for first place that season. They were the same exact elo. These were the 2 best players in the entire world, and instead of battling it out for the #1 spot, they both watched Ludwig fail at Minecraft together. The 2 best players in the world, who should have been competing against each other for the top rank, decided that watching Ludwig struggle was more entertaining. They're just sitting there in a call together, laughing as this 30-year-old man tries to figure out basic game mechanics. Feinberg would sit there and say things like, I'm like watching a specimen right now. If Ludwig was an animal, there'd be scientists writing stuff down trying to figure out what's going on in his brain. The disrespect was absolutely brutal. We're talking about a guy who would forget to make basic tools, who would run directly at mobs while trying to sleep, who threw his mouse at the wall because it died mid-run, who would dig straight up into lava. Ludwig is trying to make an underwater nether portal. For most experienced players, this is basic stuff. For Ludwig, it It was like watching someone try to perform brain surgery with a spoon. He's placing water buckets wrong, the lava keeps flowing the wrong way, he's screaming at his chat asking how to make the water stop flowing. Meanwhile, Feinberg is in his stream just watching this train wreck unfold like it's the funniest thing he's ever seen. The entire top of the leaderboard was tuning in every night just to watch this 30-year-old man struggle with concepts that most players learn in their first hour of Minecraft. And Ludwig would die in the most pathetic ways imaginable. He'd be doing well, making decent progress, and then he'd just walk off a cliff, or he'd dig straight down into lava, or he'd try to bridge over lava and just fall directly in. One time, his mouse literally died mid-game and he just sat there helplessly as his character drowned. The community started calling him the lol cow of Minecraft. People would create Smurf accounts specifically to queue into him and grief his games. They'd throw matches just to make his runs longer and more painful. The entire MCSR ranked community had basically decided that Ludwig was there for their entertainment, not as a legitimate competitor. He was a joke, the worst player that anyone had ever seen try to take the game seriously. But here's the crazy part. Despite all the hate watching, despite being the absolute laughingstock of the entire MCSR ranked community, despite being stream sniped and griefed by Smurfs who created accounts specifically to ruin his games, Ludwig didn't quit. See, Ludwig had a goal, a simple goal. By the end of the season, he wanted to not be the worst player in the world anymore, literally just be better than the absolute bottom. His goal wasn't to be good. His goal wasn't to compete with the top players. He just wanted to not be in last place. To do that, he needed to win about 10 games in a row. For someone who was losing to literally everyone, this seemed impossible. Ludwig started grinding. He refused coaching. He refused to practice offline because he wanted to stream everything. He wasn't very good. And he was literally the single most streamed, snipe-targeted Minecraft player on Earth. So it didn't really go his way. He'd get close to a win, then throw it away with a stupid mistake. Feinberg and Infume were having the time of their lives just commentating on every single mistake. Every time Ludwig would do something particularly stupid, chat would explode with laughter. Every time he'd die in a new creative way, clips would be made and spread across Twitter. Ludwig was becoming famous, but not for being good at the game. He was famous for being terrible, but he kept playing, kept grinding, kept trying.
Can I say my shit? Chat room. Can I say my shit? I've got lots of shit to say. I've got lots of shit to say. Ooh. I can't seem to survive bastions. I have a huge amount of trouble getting through bastions. Piglins want me dead. I can collect like every single gold block, but then I have to put the pigs into a hole. But by that point, I mine the gold block and they all come running towards me. So they all track me down, I die. What I'm trying to say is the AI of piglins is way too dumb. I'll say it again, the AI of piglins is way too dumb. 15 pigs run towards me, it's so dumb. If you feel me, put your hands up. If you feel me, put your hands up. Look at all these chatters that agree piglins are dumb. This chatter thinks piglin AI is dumb. This chatter thinks piglin AI is dumb. You think they're not? I know they are. You think they're not? Mojang, listen to the people. I am sure 90% of the complaint letters you get are about the dumbass pig AI. Just make them smarter. I've overdone the piglin thing. Sorry. I wanna publish games. Wanna publish games. So I can finally create a game with enemies that have reasonable AI. Yes, I'm still on the piglin thing. Yeah. I'll move on, alright? But that is priority numero uno. I haven't hit gold because I keep getting stream sniped. But I'm just getting stream sniped because I haven't hit gold. Irony can be so painful. That's a catch-22. The whole appeal of the grind is that at the end of the day, the journey will have been worth it because gold is at the end. I wouldn't have done half this shit if I knew I couldn't hit gold. Alright, look. One tick on the bastion if I knew I wouldn't hit. One tick on the fortress if I knew I wouldn't hit. One tick on the stronghold if I knew I wouldn't hit. I wouldn't have done half of it. Like I'm okay with small mistakes. I'll spend another min in the stronghold, but I I'd blow my dad before I give up running without goal. Wouldn't have gone the Bastion if I knew I wouldn't hit. Wouldn't have gone the Fortress if I knew I wouldn't hit. Wouldn't have gone the Stronghold if I knew I wouldn't hit. Man, I wouldn't have done half of it like half of it like half of it like half of it like half of it right now. I think it's time that we break it down. Ooh.
What rank? What rank?
Hey, fuck that Feinberg guy, for real.
We're at a goal 1, boys!
He just full skipped Cole 2.
Oh
He full skipped Cole 2. Full skipped.
Goal 1.
He learned the optimal ways to gather resources, the strategies for finding villages and getting food. He studied bastion layouts, memorized the different types, learned how to navigate them without dying, how to complete them quickly, how to avoid piglins and deal with threats. He practiced getting blaze rods, how to navigate fortresses, how to fight blazes without taking damage, how to locate strongholds using the proper triangulation methods, how to navigate to the end portal without getting lost. And most importantly, he practiced one-cycling the dragon. When the new season started and he had to do his 5 placement matches again, something was different. Ludwig came back to streaming and people immediately noticed the change. His movement was smoother, his decision-making was faster. He wasn't panicking anymore. He knew what he was doing. This is where things got crazy. Ludwig got a 15-minute run. Feinberg was watching, and instead of laughing, he was genuinely impressed. The guy who'd been roasting Ludwig for weeks was now complimenting his gameplay. And when his rank came in, Ludwig didn't just skip Cole 1. He skipped Cole 2 entirely and placed directly into Cole 3. Cole 3 became Iron, then Gold. Each rank he hit, people expected him to plateau, to hit his skill ceiling and stop improving, but he just kept going. The kid who couldn't make an underwater nether portal was now consistently executing frame-perfect strategies. The guy who used to die to the most basic mob encounters was now navigating bastions with ease. The player who threw his mouse at the wall in frustration was now calmly recovering from mistakes and still winning games. And then something absolutely wild happened. Ludwig started innovating. He discovered a new route in bastion remnants that nobody else was using. See, bastions are these massive structures in the nether that contain the loot you need for speedruns. There are different types of bastions, and each one has optimal routes that speedrunners use to get through them quickly. These routes have been refined over years by the best players in the world. Ludwig, the former worst player on Earth, found a new one. They started calling it the Mogul Hole route. It was a specific way to navigate through certain bastion layouts that was faster than the traditional methods. This has to be a meme, right? There's no way Ludwig discovered actual tech. But then other speedrunners tried it, and it worked. It was actually faster. Ludwig, the guy who used to be the punchline of every Minecraft joke, had contributed legitimate strategy to the meta. Think about how insane that is. A few months ago, this man couldn't figure out how to place water buckets correctly. Now he was creating strategies that the best players in the world were using. The same players who used to hate watch him and laugh at every mistake were now crediting him for discovering new tech. The transformation was unreal. His one-cycling became so consistent that people started legitimately arguing he might be one of the best dragon fighters in the entire game. Every single run, perfect bet placements, perfect timing, no hesitation, no mistakes. Feinberg would be watching and the respect had completely shifted. Feinberg and Infume went from hate watching him to actually respecting his gameplay. They'd still watch his streams, but now instead of laughing at failures, they'd be analyzing his decision making, offering genuine advice in chat, acknowledging when he made good plays, and he just kept climbing. The Smurfs who used to grief him, he started beating them. Ludwig was winning games, climbing the ladder and setting personal bests that kept getting faster and faster, 15-minute completions, consistent sub 20 seconds. Times that would have been unthinkable when he started. He was brute forcing his way into becoming one of the top 100 Minecraft speedrunners in the world through sheer determination and an absolutely unhinged level of commitment. The journey from Cole 1 to top 100 wasn't smooth. Games where the old Ludwig would show up and make a stupid mistake, but the difference now was that he'd learn from it. He'd recognize what went wrong, adjust his strategy, and not make that mistake again.
I can sit here and pretend like my biggest problems are piglins and Feinberg. The truth is my biggest problem's you. I want to please you, but I want to do it for myself. I want to give you a stream that you deserve, but I want to just play the game and not care what you think about it. A part of me loves you, part of me hates you. Part of me needs you, and part of me fears you. And I don't think that I can handle this right now. Handle this right now. I don't think that I can handle this right now. I don't think that I can handle this right. I don't think that I can handle this right. I don't think that I can handle this right. I look at them, they're just chatting at me like, come and watch the lol cow, while he crashes out and throws another run. And laugh cause he keeps dropping rank, just keep calling him Chud. Think that I can handle this right. I don't think that I can handle this right. They don't even know the half of this right. They don't even know the half of it. I know I'm not a crafter, I'm just chatting. I put on a silly stream. They think I'm not a gamer, can't hit gold or so it seems. I wouldn't have gone the Bastion if I knew I wouldn't hit. Wouldn't have gone the Fortress if I knew I wouldn't hit. Wouldn't have gone the Stronghold if I knew I wouldn't hit. Wouldn't have. You can't tell them anything. If you lose a run, then just ask for primes. And when they make you richer, then you run it one more time. Think that I can handle this right. Handle this right. Handle this right. And you don't even know the half of this right now. Right now.
Shit, dude, that was
Handle this
so
right,
hard
handle
for
this
no
right, handle
reason.
this right now. Thank you, good night. I hope you hit gold.